Okay, get this. Did you know that there are over 3 million businesses in the US alone that are run by a single person and are raking in $100,000 or more every single year? It is an absolutely staggering number, right? And right now, thanks to artificial intelligence, we are about to pour literal gasoline on this trend. The playing field has completely changed for the solo business owner. So let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we are unpacking a really targeted, honestly pretty amazing strategy to build a lucrative one-person business. We're going to look at exactly how you can deploy 5 specific AI agents modeled directly after the real-world workflows of Alex Hormozi, the billionaire investor who's basically the godfather of modern business acquisition. We are essentially talking about cloning his exact business logic to work for you.
Here is our game plan for today. First up, we'll look at the AI Solopreneur revolution. Then, we'll meet our 5 agents, step by step. The scout, to find our starving crowds. The architect, to build our grand slam offers. The megaphone, to execute the rule of 100. And finally, the closing and follow-up autopilot. Together, these are going to form a complete playbook for building a 100K YouTube creator agency from absolute scratch.
All right, step 1, the AI Solopreneur revolution. So look, Alex Hormozi reportedly spends about 8 hours every single day just studying and implementing AI across his own portfolio of companies. What we are exploring today is taking hundreds of hours of his publicly shared workflows, his prompts, his business philosophies, and feeding them straight into AI agents. The whole goal is to have these agents act as if his billionaire brain is running your business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And notice the massive paradigm shift here. We are not just talking about your standard chatbots where you type a question and get a paragraph back. No, these are 5 distinct automated pipelines. They are programmed to execute complex, real-world business logic around the clock while you sleep. They take action, analyze data, and physically move leads through a system.
Moving on to step 2, we have the Scout Agent, which is all about finding high demand.
You know, before you build a product, you have to have a market. One of Hormozi's core rules is that a starving crowd beats great copy, it beats a great offer, and it absolutely beats a great product. If people are desperate for a solution, selling to them becomes completely effortless. So our Scout agent goes out and scans macro trends across Reddit, TikTok, X, and Google Trends to satisfy that rule. And it pulled up some incredible niches, like direct-to-consumer brands buried in custom support overflow, or solo dentists losing up to $80,000 a year just on unreturned voicemails. Crazy, right? But the absolute winner? Solo creators losing hours to thumbnail and script grunt work. That one scored a massive 9.4 on the Hormozi Hunger Score. There is our starving crowd.
Which brings us to part 3, the Architect Agent, where we build the irresistible.
Now that we have our starving crowd, those solo creators who desperately need their time back, we hand the reins over to the Architect Agent. Its entire purpose is to build what Hormozi famously calls a grand slam offer. The definition here is beautifully simple. It's an offer so incredibly good that people will literally feel stupid saying no to it. Normally, designing something like this takes entrepreneurs months of painful trial and error. But here, the AI takes care of all the heavy lifting using proven frameworks. To build that irresistible offer, the architect uses a specific framework called the value equation. Let's really unpack this, because it's absolutely crucial. The AI looks at 4 specific variables to maximize your offer's value. It wants to crank up the dream outcome, what the client desperately wants. It wants to increase the perceived likelihood that they'll actually achieve it. And on the flip side, it wants to drastically decrease the time delay to get those results and completely minimize the effort and sacrifice required from the client.
To really wrap your head around how this works in reality, think about the difference between a standard fitness program and, say, liposuction. A fitness program offers a great dream outcome, sure, but the perceived likelihood of sticking to it, usually pretty low. The time delay is huge, maybe a year or 2, and the effort and sacrifice, massive. Working out daily, cutting carbs, the whole shebang. Liposuction, on the other hand, maximizes this equation perfectly. The outcome is immediate, and the effort is practically 0. People will gladly pay a massive premium to just skip the line. The Architect Agent is essentially trying to build that liposuction equivalent for solo creators. And check out the exact grand slam offer the Architect generated for our YouTube agency case study. 50,000 subscribers in 90 days or you don't pay. I mean, wow, it covers all the bases. The dream outcome is huge. The perceived likelihood is sky high because of that no growth, no pay guarantee. The time delay is super short. Your first shorts are live in 7 days. And the effort for the creator? They just keep showing up on camera while you handle the rest. At a price point of $25,000 for this white-labeled agency service, you literally only need to sell 4 of these a year to hit that $100,000 goal. 4!
Okay, moving right along to step 4, the megaphone agent and the rule of 100.
So we have the starving crowd, and we have an absolutely incredible Grand Slam offer. Time to bring in our third AI agent, the megaphone. This agent's entire job is marketing, getting this offer out into the wild. It operates on one very specific philosophy: volume negates luck, period. To do this, it adopts the rule of 100. It maps out your daily execution plan to guarantee you get attention. Specifically, the AI recommends a relentless mix: 100 Instagram direct messages sent every morning, and 100 minutes of content creation executed every afternoon, every single day.
But here is the kicker. The AI doesn't just tell you to go send DMs. It writes the exact scripts for you based on Hormozy's proven methods. Look closely at this script. Notice how it doesn't say, "Hey, do you want to buy my service?" It asks, "Do you know any creators who are losing hours every week?" It's a brilliant psychological trick. Asking if they know anyone completely lowers their defenses. They don't feel like they're being pitched. Instead, because they fall into that exact category, they naturally respond with, "Actually, yeah, I'm dealing with that right now. How does your thing work?" It's so incredibly effective.
And that brings us to our final step, Section 5, Closing and Follow-up Autopilot. This is where our final two agents step in to handle the last stage of the business lifecycle, the closer and the loop. You found your crowd, built the offer, generated the leads. Now, you have to sell. And, as the source material points out, sales is the highest paid skill in the world. If you can sell, you will never be broke. So how do we automate that? Well, the closer agent actually sits in on your sales calls. It listens to the conversation, and live on your screen suggests rebuttals to help you overcome objections using a golden sales script. But what if they don't buy right then? The loop agent takes over. It perfectly automates your follow-up cadence across your emails and DMs. But here is the really smart part. It features built-in stop rules. If a prospect clearly says no thanks, the AI recognizes it and automatically stops the sequence immediately. So you never end up endlessly bothering leads who just aren't interested.
So there you have it. We've just walked through an entire multi-agent ecosystem that researches, builds, markets, and literally helps you close deals. These AI agents, they never sleep. They don't take weekends off, and they are constantly running the exact frameworks used by top-tier entrepreneurs. So I want to leave you with this one provocative thought to chew on. Are you ready to adopt the agent revolution, or are you prepared to compete in the market against the single-person businesses who already have this incredible, tireless machinery working for them behind the scenes? Let that sink in. The choice is yours.